Hello students. Last time we have explained about two type of ecological pyramids such as pyramid of number and pyramid of biomass. Today we will explain remaining type of ecological pyramid, that is pyramid of energy. Friends, the pyramid of energy is most informative and gives the overall idea about nature of the ecosystem. So the pyramid of energy is most informative and gives the overall idea about the nature of ecosystem. The flow of energy is from producer level to the consumer level. The flow of energy is from producer level to the consumer level. Means energy is transferred in any ecosystem. In any ecosystem, the energy is transferred from producer level to the consumer level. At each trophic level of the food chain in an ecosystem, 80 to 90% of energy is lost. In ecosystem, at each trophic level of the food chain, 80 to 90% of energy is lost. Hence, the amount of energy decreases. Hence, the amount of energy decreases from producers to the consumer level. Hence, the amount of energy decreases from producer level to the consumer level. And the pyramid of energy accurately reflects pyramid of energy accurately reflects the law of thermodynamics. What is the law of thermodynamics? The law of thermodynamics is the energy is neither created nor destroyed, but is simply transformed from one form to the another form. The energy is transformed into one form to the another form. Energy is neither created nor destroyed, but is transformed from its one form into another form. Hence, the pyramid is always upright. Hence, the pyramid is always upright. Hence, the pyramid of energy is always upright, that is, with a broader base and a narrow apex from producer level to the consumer level with a large base at the bottom. Pyramid of energy must show pyramid of energy must show actual intake of energy equal to energy utilized for the metabolism plus energy in waste plus storage of energy in the body tissues. So pyramid of energy so the pyramid of energy must show actual intake of energy equal to energy utilized for metabolism plus energy in waste plus storage of energy in the body tissue. So the inputs and output of energy, so the inputs and the outputs of the energy are calculated so that energy flow can be expressed or explained per unit land or water per unit time. So the inputs and outputs of energy are calculated so that energy flow can be expressed per unit land or per unit water per unit time or at a given time. For example, an ecosystem receives 1000 calories of sunlight energy in a day. For example, an ecosystem receives 1000 calories of sunlight in a day. Most of energy is not absorbed. Out of these 1000 calories of sunlight or sun energy or the sun radiations, most of the energy is not absorbed but is reflected back in the space or in the atmosphere. So out of energy absorbed, so whatever the amount of sunlight or the energy absorbed in an ecosystem, only a small portion is used by green plants for respiration, growth and repair. So these are the activities occurring or happening among the producers or the plants of the ecosystem. So whatever the solar energy trapped by the plants, that is very least quantity. Out of 1000 calories of energy, only 100 calories are stored in plants. For example, or just consider the 1000 calories of energy released from the sun, only 100 calories of the sun energy is trapped by the plants or stored in the plants. Suppose the deer, that is herbivore, eats the calories of food energy, eats the plants and containing 100 calories of the food energy. Suppose the deer or the herbivore eats the plants containing 100 calories of food energy. The deer uses some of it for the metabolism and stores only 10 calories of food energy. A lion, that is carnivore, that eat or consume the deer get an even smaller amount of energy, maybe only one calorie. So the initially the input of energy in the ecosystem, say forest ecosystem or for example forest ecosystem, receiving uh, only 100 calories of solar energy or sunlight, rest of 900 calories are reflected back in the atmosphere. So in an ecosystem receiving 1000 calories of sunlight every day, an ecosystem receiving 1000 calories of sunlight energy or sunlight in a day, most of which is not absorbed, means about 900 calories will be reflected back in the atmosphere or in the space, and only 100 calories sunlight or sun energy is absorbed in the plants. And out of these 100 calories, out of these 100 calories stored in the plants, only 100 calories are trapped by the plants for the process of respiration, growth and repair. Only small amount of energy is absorbed by the plants, and that is say 100 calories. So the deers or the herbivores which are eating the plants containing these 100 calories of food energy, the deers uses some of it for its metabolism and stores only 10 calories of the food energy. So deers or the herbivores receiving 100 calories of the energy from the plants or producers, but using or stores only 10 calories. 90 calories of food energy in the deer is wasted or is lost either for its activities or in the excreta or the waste material or undigested material. So 90 calories of the energy is lost by the deer or the herbivores, and only 10% or 10 calories is stored in the form of body tissues of the deer. So the deer uses some of it for its metabolism and stores only 10 calories of food energy. A lion or a carnivores which eat the deer gets an even smaller amount of energy. It may be only 1 or 2 calories that is usable or that is stored in the lion. So the carnivore will have very least amount of energy, that may be only 1 or 2 calories, and thus usable energy decreases, and thus usable energy decreases from sunlight to the producers to the herbivores and herbivores to the carnivores. Therefore, energy pyramid always be upright. Therefore, the energy pyramid will be always upright, that is with a broad base and a narrow apex. That is a upright pyramid. So, energy pyramid is always upright with a broader base at a source or at a producer level to the consumer level. So, this is what about the pyramid of energy. So, in pyramid of energy, we will repeat it again. We can repeat, we will repeat the pyramid of energy, or we will explain it again. So, the pyramid of energy is most informative. The pyramid of energy is most informative and gives the overall idea about the nature of ecosystem. The flow of energy is from producer's level to the consumer level. The flow of energy is simply a transfer of energy from producers to the consumers. At each trophic level, 80 to 90% of energy is lost. At each trophic level of the food chain, at each trophic level of the food chain, 80 to 90% of the energy is lost. Hence, the amount of energy decreases from producers to the consumer level. Pyramid of energy accurately reflects the law of thermodynamics. That is, the energy is neither created nor destroyed, but is transformed into one form to other form, and hence the pyramid of energy is always upright with a large base at the bottom. Pyramid of energy must show Pyramid of energy must show actual intake of energy equal to energy utilized for metabolism plus energy in a waste plus storage of energy in a body tissues. Means whatever the energy input of energy in a particular ecosystem or in a particular organism or in a food chain at each successive level will have to consider the input and the output, and the input of energy should be equal to output of the energy. Input of energy should be equal to output of the energy. So actual intake of energy should be equal to energy utilized for the metabolism plus energy in a waste plus storage of energy in the body tissues of the respective organism. So the inputs and outputs of energy are calculated. The inputs and outputs of the energy are calculated so that energy flow can be expressed per unit land or per unit water at a given time or per unit time. For example, an ecosystem, an ecosystem receives 1000 calories of sunlight energy in a day. For example, an ecosystem receiving 1000 calories of sunlight or solar energy in a day, most of energy is not absorbed. Say about 90% of sunlight is reflected back in the space or in the atmosphere, and only 10% of the solar energy or sunlight is absorbed in a green plants for the process of respiration or photosynthesis, growth and repair. That is 10% of 1000 is only 100 calories. So only 100 calories of the sunlight are stored in a plants. 900 calories or 90% of sunlight is reflected back in the space or atmosphere. Only 100 calories, that is 10% of the solar energy or the sunlight, is used or stored in the plants by the plants. And suppose the herbivore like a deer which eats the plants containing these 100 calories of food energy, the deer uses some of it for metabolism and stores 10 calories of the food energy in its body tissue. So deer will have now the deer, even though the deers feeding onto the plants containing 100 calories of food energy, but utilizing or stores only 10 calories of energy, and 90% of energy or calories, that is 90 calories, 90% or 90 calories are used for the metabolism or lost in the waste, but only 10 calories or 10% of food energy of the plant is stored in the deer or in the herbivores. Again, in the next phase of its transfer or in a next trophic level, that is when these deers or herbivore eaten by the lion, that is the next trophic level of the food chain, that is when a lion eating the deer getting very small amount of energy from the deers, means out of the 10 calories, for example, out of 10 calories of the food energy of the deer, the lion will store or use only 1 or 2% of food energy of the deer, that is maybe only 1 or 2 calorie, and rest of 8 or 9 calories are lost either in the form of waste or the energy used for the metabolism, and only 1 or 2% of the food energy of the deer is stored in the lion. So this is indicating that the energy is transferred from sunlight to the producers, then from producers to the herbivores, and then from herbivores to the carnivores, and energy is reduced or decreased at each successive trophic level of the food chain, and thus usable energy decreases. Thus, usable energy decreases from sunlight to the producers, from producers to the herbivores, from herbivores to the carnivores, and therefore energy pyramid will be always upright with a broad uh, base, and the narrow apex. So this is the diagram representing the pyramid of energy. So in this diagram, we can see in the base, the pyramid is again upright with a broader base indicating the energy in the producers, indicating the energy in the producers. Then primary consumers or the herbivores, somewhat reduction in the uh, successive level representing reduction in energy in a primary consumers. Then again reduction in a secondary consumers or the carnivores. Then there is again reduction of the size of the pyramid in a tertiary consumers or a secondary carnivores. So this is the pyramid of energy representing kilocalories, energy in the form of kilocalories in the unit, with a unit of kilocalories per unit area within a unit time or a season or a year in any ecosystem. In any ecosystem, we can see or we can study the pyramid of energy from producers to the different categories of the consumers, that is herbivores or carnivores, or different trophic levels of the food chain. There is a continuous reduction of or decrease in the energy from producers to the consumers, or from producers to the herbivores, then to the carnivores, that is primary carnivores, then secondary carnivores or the secondary consumers or the tertiary consumers. So there is a reduction or decrease of energy, there is a decrease or reduction of energy at each successive trophic levels of the food chain from the producers to the consumers, and the pyramid of energy is always upright with a broad base and narrow apex in any type of ecosystem or in any type of food chain. The energy of pyramid of energy is upright with a broad base and the narrow apex. So this is what about the ecological pyramid of energy or the pyramid of energy. So today we'll stop here